Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down two really powerful forces that shape our ability to achieve our goals: motivation and discipline. Now, you might think they're pretty much the same thing, but stick with me here, because understanding the difference, that's the real key to unlocking consistent success.
So let's just start with a question you've probably asked yourself whenever a goal feels just a little out of reach. Are you someone who waits to feel like doing something, or are you the person who builds a system to get it done no matter what?
Think of it this way. Are you just relying on a fleeting spark, or are you actually building a powerful, all-weather engine? See, one gets you started for sure, but it's the other one that's going to get you all the way across the finish line. Let's find out which one truly gets you there.
All right, so let's dig into motivation first. We've got to understand its power, but also, and this is key, its very real limits.
So, one of our sources, Mendy.io, they define motivation really well. They call it the why behind our actions. It's that initial push, right? It's the whole reason we even decide to start running the race in the first place.
And it's absolutely crucial to know what's fueling you. Is it something deep inside like a passion, a real sense of purpose? Well, that's intrinsic. Or is it for some external reward like a bonus, or maybe just praise from someone? That's extrinsic. Just take a second and think about your own goals. Which one are you really leaning on? Because while both can definitely get you moving, they have totally different levels of staying power.
And that right there brings us to the core problem. Motivation, as powerful as it is at the start, is a really flawed long-term strategy. And why is that? It's because it's based entirely on feelings.
You know, retired Navy SEAL Commander Jocko Willink puts it so bluntly. He says, motivation is just an emotion. And we all know emotions are fickle, right? They're awesome when they show up, but you just can't build a life plan on something that could vanish the moment you have a bad day.
So if motivation is guaranteed to fade, what takes its place? Well, that's where we need to stop hoping and start building a system. And that system is discipline.
Now, discipline isn't about punishment or just being hard on yourself for no good reason. It's a skill. It's the raw ability to show up and do the work, especially when you don't feel like it. It's all about choosing the person you want to become over the comfort you want right now.
And this core concept from Jocko, discipline equals freedom. It seems like a total paradox, doesn't it? I mean, how can rules and structure create freedom? But think about it. It's the structure of financial discipline that gives you financial freedom. The structure of physical discipline gives you health and physical freedom. It's what lets you achieve what you truly want in life.
Okay, so if Jocko gives us the what, then ultramarathoner and former SEAL David Goggins, he gives us the how. And he has this really visceral way to build up that mental muscle. He basically says, every single day, do something that sucks. Now, the goal isn't pain for the sake of pain. It's to intentionally, deliberately expand your capacity to handle adversity.
Goggins has another famous rule, and it all starts with this one number, 40%. So what does that even mean?
This explains his whole philosophy perfectly. That little voice in your head that's screaming at you to quit, he says it's lying. According to Goggins, when you think you've given every single thing you have, you're really only at 40% of your true capacity. Wild, right? Our limits are mental way before they're ever physical.
Okay, now here's where it gets really fascinating. These ideas from modern-day warriors like Goggins and Jocko, they aren't new at all. In fact, they're basically the modern version of a philosophy that was forged thousands of years ago for the very same purpose, building unbreakable mental toughness.
Yeah, the ancient Stoics, they knew that life isn't some performance, it's a fight. The Emperor Marcus Aurelius, he actually wrote that the art of living is more like a wrestler's art than a dancer's. You have to stand ready for those sudden, unexpected challenges.
And they left behind this really clear, actionable process. First, see yourself honestly, no sugarcoating. Second, intentionally practice hardship to get stronger. Sound familiar? And third, and this is a big one, focus only on what you can actually control. It's a timeless blueprint for building real grit.
So, the big question is, how do we apply all of this? How do we go from just talking about it to actually building our own engine of discipline? All right, let's break down the practical steps.
Look, it's not magic, it's all about mechanics. First up, you need a crystal clear why to power your actions. That's your fuel. Then you build automatic routines, habits that just run without needing you to feel motivated. Think tiny, repeatable actions. Third, you gotta design your environment to make the right choices easy and the wrong choices hard.
Like, get rid of the temptations, lay out your gym clothes the night before, and finally, you adopt what Goggins calls the accountability mirror, where you literally look yourself in the eye and demand total, radical honesty. No more lies, no more excuses.
And that right there is the ultimate reframe. Being disciplined, holding yourself accountable, it is not a chore. It's not punishment. It is the highest form of respect you can possibly show for yourself and for the goals you claim you care so much about.
So let's bring it all home with a final side-by-side showdown. Just look at the roles here. Motivation, it initiates action, but it's discipline that sustains it. Motivation, it fluctuates like crazy. Discipline, it's stable. One sparks a single effort while the other builds a lasting routine. Bottom line, motivation gets you started, but discipline ensures you finish.
So ultimately, it all boils down to this one choice. Two very different questions you can ask yourself at the end of every day. One is about how you feel, the other is about what you did. And the question you choose to answer, well, that doesn't just determine your day, it really determines your destiny.